In this video, I'm going to just have a chat with you about my experiences as a supervising teacher for a pre-service teacher. Hi everybody, it's Emma Jane here from Kafoople Land, and I have been inspired actually by three people. First one is Beck from Talkin Chalk, who is currently doing a pre-service teacher series. She's got, I think, about 3 or 4 videos up already with tips for pre-service teachers. She put out on social media a request for pre-service teachers to tell her what kind of tips they need and stuff like that, and she was just inundated with questions and requests for certain topics and stuff, so she decided to make a series of covering all of the topics that people were asking about. So I thought that was fantastic, and she invited any of us to come and join in with her series. I'm not going to do as many videos, I don't think, as she's done, but I thought I've got a pracky right now, so I thought what a great time to discuss these kinds of things. I've also been inspired recently by this fantastic new YouTuber. I really like him and I'd love for you to check him out. His name is Dom and his channel is called Primary Teaching with Dom, and he's over in the UK and he's got this really bubbly, warm personality, and he is currently on his prac and he's vlogging it. He's obviously he's a primary teacher and he's doing, I think, the younger kids, like stage 1, I think. But yeah, I'm going to link his channel here and you can go and check him out, and please subscribe because he's just starting out and I think he's going to make a fantastic teacher YouTuber. So those 3 people inspired me to just have a bit of a... Initially I thought I'm going to vlog the experience because I've got my pracky for 4 weeks and I thought I could do a vlog per week. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that. I'll try to do it. And obviously I'm not going to film her teaching or anything or talk about anything personal to do with her. But I thought as things come to mind, maybe I could vlog about them. And I don't know, it might be worthwhile. Anyway, so we've just finished the first week of her practicum, 1 of 4. She's come from UNE, which is the University of New England. I really like, I've had so many prackies over the years. I wouldn't be able to tell you how many I've had. But I've come to really, really respect and like the ones from UNE. They seem to have a great educational program. I've not looked at their course or anything in detail. It's just my anecdotal experience of having had prackies from several unis, of the local unis in my area, and I just really like the ones from UNE. I also like the ones from University of New South Wales. Don't ask me why. They just seem to be quality people and quality teachers, and I couldn't tell you why. Anyway, so the prac teacher, the pre-service teacher, is supposed to, if possible, have a meeting with their supervising teacher before the prac begins. That can't always happen if they're traveling, if they're coming, from a distance away. So in the past, I've had people contact me via email, ask if they can have my phone number, or if I'd be comfortable for them to ring, and we have a chat over the phone. So my particular pracky right now, she came and met me face to face, and it was really awesome because she's actually a subscriber. So it was pretty cool. And she'd obviously watched many of my videos. So she saw that in my Valentine's video, whatever I called it, I can't remember, Valentine's teacher exchange video. Jen from Glitter and Jams, Jennifer, she sent me a packet, and I just happened to have this with me, a packet of these pens, the Inkjoy gel pens. Yeah, Inkjoy gel pens, and I just loved them so much and I was raving about them. So she bought me a little top-up pack of 4 pens, 4 Papermate Inkjoy gel pens, which I thought was super cool and really, really considerate. If you're a pre-service teacher watching this, you do not have to buy your supervising teacher anything at all. But I just thought that was a really lovely touch. In the past, I get flowers at the end usually, and I don't know, people are nice, but you don't have to buy them anything. That's just a voluntary thing. And at that point in time, you can ask about, what programs, what classes, what are the kids like, any information about the school that you feel that you might need. This is if you're a pre-service teacher. So in the first week, and remember this is a 4-week prac. My particular pracky at the moment is on her third. This is her third prac. So there are certain requirements that she has to do. The university sent me, they always send you this stuff. I'll just flip my camera around and show you. So the supervising teacher gets this information about what the pre-service teacher has to do, and this is just at a glance the different requirements. So this first week is what we've just finished, with lots of observation, some small group and team teaching. We didn't do that as such, but actually we did one lesson. We did do a bit of team teaching, you could say, but just really getting to know the kids and talking about the planning process and the lesson plans, just lots of communication, and then up to 2 lessons per day by days 4 and 5. So, and then it gradually gets more and more. The supervising teacher gets this great checklist as well. That's for the meeting beforehand, which tick, 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 we did all that. But here's quite a detailed list of the different things that have to be done. So if you're, I don't know who's watching, so if you're a pre-service teacher, this might be information for you. You may already know some of this, I don't know. If you're considering being a supervising teacher, then never fear, because at least from UNE, you get all this stuff, so you know exactly what you have to do. And I just want to say that if you are a pre-service teacher and if you have any questions for me about what it's like doing a practicum or anything at all to do with teaching, then don't hesitate to ask, and I'll be happy to help you. If you are a teacher and you're considering being a supervising teacher, I really want to encourage you, if you get the opportunity, do it. It's such a wonderful experience. I personally love having prackies. It's one of my favourite things to mentor other teachers, and so to get a pracky is really the most wonderful opportunity that you have to do that. Yeah, I look back over the years at the different prackies that I've had, and all of them have been a really positive experience for me and have helped me reflect on my practice and to refine some of the thought processes that I've had going on in my head, and to, I don't know, it's just, I guess it's kind of like passing on the baton, and it feels good, and you just think, oh, this is like the new generation of teachers coming in, and I've had a part in it, and so that's really, really rewarding. Like I said before, I don't want to go into anything personal, or, I don't want to go into anything personal about my particular pracky at the moment. She's doing a fantastic job, by the way, though. I'm thinking what I will do, and this is absolutely no reflection on her, but thinking back over the years, I was thinking that I might maybe do a couple of things that are common with prac teachers that if you're a pre-service teacher you might like to be aware of them, so that you can possibly try to avoid them. And most of them are to do with, well, all of them are to do with classroom management. Classroom management is what I get asked about the most. It's something that's really hard to just give you, say, 3 tips or 5 rules, then you'll be an expert at classroom management. It doesn't work that way. But I do notice a bit of a pattern or a bit of commonalities between the prac teachers that I've had, that it's not because of them, it's just because when you're new into teaching, which is so complex and difficult, that this is a common thing that comes up. So the first thing that I would say is that when you are those first few days of observation, really, really listen to what your supervising teacher is telling you about the class, about teaching in general, about the way that they conduct their lessons, about their teaching practice, about their teaching philosophy. But also when you're in the class, listen, not just for the obvious things, not just for the behaviours that are going on, but really listen for the vibe of the classroom and try to reflect on how the teacher is constructing that environment. And as much as you can, try to go. A good supervising teacher will allow you, maybe not at the start, but they will allow you to explore and put your own little flair and your own little personality on your practicum. However, try to do that as much as you can in line with the teacher's philosophy on education, the way that they conduct their class. The reason I say that is mainly because, well, first of all, it's respectful of the supervising teacher who has taken you on board, but also because there's safety in that for you to be able to do a little bit of exploring and not just have a complete disaster. And it's, it's all about stepping stones on your journey to having your own class, of course, obviously. The next thing that I would say is, I know it seems really silly for me to say, a common pitfall for prac teachers, pre-service teachers, when they're standing in front of the classroom, and I guess this just comes with experience, but be aware of it, is that if you have, and I don't want to say confrontation, that's too strong, but if you have given an expectation to the class or to a student or to a group of students and they're not following through, don't be afraid of the wait time. Don't be afraid of the silence. Don't be afraid of the look, the expression that you have to give it. Don't be afraid of it, and don't shy away from it. I know it's a bit of a transition to going into the classroom because you're not a teacher yet, but that's just a common pitfall that I see from pre-service teachers, is that as soon as it gets quiet or it looks like you have your eyes locked with another student and you've said, I expect this, or I'm waiting for you to do that, or can you focus on your work please, that then the pre-service teacher sort of shies away, and I guess it will come with experience, won't it? But that's just something that I see all the time. And, authority is established in so many ways, and that's really one of them. Also, sticking to your guns, like sticking to your word. If you say, and this has not happened with my particular pracky at the moment, but in the past I have had this happen, I've observed this. If you say you're going to issue a consequence to the students, just like with parenting, you must carry that out, and you must carry it out exactly how you said you would, unless you feel there is room for negotiation. Sometimes there is room for negotiation. But if you have said to a class, I'm going to keep you back for 5 minutes at the end of this lesson, you're going to miss out on 5 minutes of lunch. And then you conduct the detention, and then it comes to the 3-minute mark and you freak out because it's quiet and they're looking at you and you're looking at them. Do not let them go. Do not let them go until you've hit the 5-minute mark. You've got to be true to your word. You've got to do what you said you're going to do. I guess it's the same sort of problem, isn't it? That it feels confrontational when there's quiet or when there's a eye lock. I don't know. Maybe because I've just been teaching for so long that I'm just used to that feeling. So it does not bother me at all. In fact, I know that that's when they need to respect my role and my position. The other common pitfall is, and I know it's really hard because you're only starting out, so you can't do everything like an experienced teacher would. Of course you can't. But try to keep the big picture in mind as far as, say, the unit that you're teaching. Try to keep the key concepts in mind. Even when you're in the nitty-gritty of your lesson, try to remember why. Why am I teaching this to the students? And try to get the students to engage with the why as well. And I guess with us experienced teachers, we're used to doing that all the time. Our brain goes between the nitty-gritty to the big picture and back to the nitty-gritty, to and fro. Hope that makes sense. So this is going to be like my little mini series of pre-service teacher vlogging and tips as I go. Let me know in the comments if you like this idea as a little video series. Be sure to check out Beck's channel, Talkin Chalk, because she's got great videos for pre-service teachers, especially if you're primary. Also check out Dom's channel, new channel, because he's doing it right now. He's having his prac right now. And I'll link those underneath this video. Apart from that, I'll see you next time.